I didn't even like my voice until like a few years ago. But I feel like there's a difference between just like playing all the songs in a row versus making it like a whole experience for people. I guess, yeah, for me, I'm more just like, you know, I'm living my life, I'm doing music, which is what I love, and I'm like playing it with people and playing with my friends and playing shows. Thank you for listening. Yeah. Yep. Hope you're having a great day. Yeah. Can't get my mind off.
Hi everybody, this is In Between Bites. My name is Jennalynn. I'm the host of this show, and I'm here with Mei Semones, who is a Brooklyn-based songwriter and guitarist known for her unique fusion of jazz, bossa nova, and indie rock. And she typically crafts songs that oscillate between Japanese and English language, creating a really distinctive sound that blends intricate jazz melodies with indie pop. So, I don't know, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Yeah, that pretty much covers it, I guess. Yeah, my name is Mei. I make music, play guitar, live in Brooklyn. Yeah.
So, for context, I've actually interviewed Mei once before, and it was 2 years ago, and it was for an article, so I was doing a written piece. And this interview will kind of be like a follow-up on a lot of the questions that were asked before. I'm not really gonna like rehash like, oh, who inspired your music, but kind of get like a deeper picture into like your life right now as an artist, like how it's changed. So my first question is actually about like your relationship with crowds. How has that changed? Because I remember when we spoke, you said you were kind of nervous, but you're like getting more used to it. How do you handle like, I guess, being on stage and being with like other performers, touring with different bands? Like, what's that experience been like for you?
Yeah, I feel like at this point I usually don't really get nerves or anything anymore, like performing, for the most part. Like, funnily enough, I feel like when I get the most nervous is like when it's a really small crowd, or if there's like specific people in the audience that I'm concerned about in some way, like if my parents are there or something, that would probably make me nervous. But otherwise, I don't get too nervous. I think it's mostly just like fun. Yeah, I usually have a pretty good time performing and just trying to stay like as present as I can be, yeah, throughout the show.
Do you have like a pre-show, like, I don't know, cathartic ritual or something?
I don't, but I feel like I should come up with something to like help me get in the right headspace. But I mean, usually at a show, I'm kind of just running around like, you know, making sure everyone has everything they need, like maybe getting food for people, or like writing out the set list, like kind of just like, and like doing merch, running merch and stuff like that. So.
Dude, I remember like, so when we met at Elsewhere Zone 1, that was when you were performing, and your parents were there too, so it's kind of funny that you mentioned them. But like, I also remember that like Claudius and like everybody who's in your band, like the plane got delayed or something.
Yeah, that was such a stressful show.
Does
yeah, because of that.
Wait, does it like remain the most stressful pre-show environment, or like do you have any worse memories from that?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, recently in when we were on tour in November, we were flying from here to Vancouver for like the first show of this tour that we were going on, me and my bass player Noam, and we missed our flight because,
oh my god,
we were Ubering to JFK, and like there was randomly so much traffic, and it was literally like 6 a.m. in the morning, so I don't know why there was traffic. I think it was like construction or something, but it took so long to get to the airport, and then we missed our bag check cutoff time, and then they're like, you can't get on the flight, and that was like probably that's the most stressful pre-show experience, because we actually still made it to the show. We like flew into Seattle, and then we were driving up to Vancouver, and we made it to the show literally like 3 minutes before our set time.
Oh my god.
So like no sound check or anything, we just got there, and we like just got on stage and immediately played, and it was actually fine. Like really stressful, like leading up to it, like driving from Seattle to Vancouver. We're like, oh my god, I don't know if we're gonna make it. Like,
oh my god.
Then we did.
So was the original flight to Vancouver, or did you guys have to drive because you missed the flight?
Oh no, it was always gonna be to Seattle. Like the whole thing was that we needed to rent a car when we got there, and like we couldn't rent a car in Vancouver and then return in LA, which is where the tour ended. So we needed to like rent in Seattle, which was like the next US city, like closest US city we could fly into. So that's how we did that. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite city you've performed in, or like I guess country, because you've done international shows at this point?
A little bit, yeah. I guess favorite city. I mean, I really love Chicago. It was always really fun. Love Chicago, love New York, obviously, and then Tokyo also is really fun too.
Okay.
But I feel like every city has like really nice and special things about it. Like every time I go anywhere, even if it's like seemingly like a random place or something.
Okay, what's the most random spot? Because I feel like I've asked other people this too, and they're like, oh, Idaho. It's like, what's your random spot?
I feel like there's a lot of like random Midwest cities that we've played. Also, like, we played Brattleboro, Vermont last year, and that was really nice. Like a little small town in Vermont.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Also, feel free to eat. Like, like, I will take one so you don't feel awkward, because I know sometimes that happens, but...
No, thank you so much.
Yeah,
This is, like, literally 2 of my favorite foods, so...
Well, okay, you know, it's kind of funny, because I feel like... I don't know how to pronounce it, but you have one song that's like called Sweets, right? Yeah. And then I was like, is that a strawberry on there? And then I was like, that fits your vibe so well. So I don't know, I think it's because most of your art has like pink in it. So
Yes, yeah.
wait, who draws it though? That was another question I had.
It depends on the art, but most recently my mom has been doing all the art.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and pink is my favorite color, so it does end up making its way into like most of the art and stuff.
Like light pink. So you've been playing guitar since 5th grade, piano since 4th, and then high school was when you decided that like music was your passion and like your calling, and so you went to Berkeley. And I'm curious, because now you've been in the city for a while and like you've established yourself as an artist, how has your outlook on music as like a sustainable career changed? Like, has it changed at all, or?
Yeah, I feel like if anything, my outlook has become, I don't know if more positive is the right word, but like I'm in a place now where I can just do music full time and I don't need to have like a day job or like a part-time job or anything right now at the moment. So, I mean, for me, that's really all I could ask for, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, because now you're signed with Bayonet, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
How has that, like, I guess some of these questions are just like contrast, because when I met you, I think you were still independent and now you're signed.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How has that like changed your lifestyle and like approach to music? Like, do you feel more carefree, or do you feel like it requires like so much more attention?
I feel like it actually feels more carefree, or like I feel like what was making me not feel like free in a sense was like having to have a day job and having to worry about work and stuff in that way. I mean, working with Bayonet has been really great because they've really helped me set up my team in terms of like having a PR agent and like just like helping more with international stuff, and obviously just like distributing the music and like doing what the label does, you know. And it's allowed me to focus more on music. And I don't know, I guess I just hope that like moving forward I can just keep focusing more and more on music, because like right now like it's still like a lot of like social media and like answering emails and all that stuff, which I don't necessarily dislike, but I hope that like the farther along it gets, the more time I can dedicate to like actually playing guitar and stuff.
Yeah, like somebody else will cover that stuff for you.
Yes, eventually.
Dang. Wow. It's a lot. Like those are also, you can put your scraps here.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if they're, like,
I don't care.
If it's, like, over here in the shot or something.
No, it's fine. Do they have any like social media quota requirements for you? Like, is there pressure being put on you to like generate content?
Not really from them. I mean, I feel like they'll make like a social plan around each release, which is like for me is more just helpful to have like some sort of framework of like if you can announce on this day and then like do this other post on this day and then post like a video on this day, and they help make like cut downs for music videos and stuff like that. So not so much pressure, but more just like providing a sort of like structure, which is really helpful for me, because you know, I can try to plan my stuff, but it's nice when it's just like lined out. Like, oh, I think this is when you should post and stuff. that's super helpful. I guess otherwise it's always like the only time they're like, oh, can you post is when they get like ad money, like ad spend for a specific platform, whether it's like Meta or TikTok or something. Then, you know, they're like, can you post this so then we can now run this ad.
Got it.
For sure, that totally.
So it's all to like your ideal world is like all maximizing the time that you have to play the guitar then.
I would say so ideally. I mean, I would enjoy doing other aspects of it, like social media is nice too because I can like interact with fans and stuff that I wouldn't be able to interact with normally, like if they don't come to a show or whatever, or if I don't play in their city and stuff. So, I mean, I feel like I'll always want to stay in touch with different parts of it, and that way, like emails and stuff too, like being in touch with different members of the team and stuff.
If you weren't playing guitar, what would be the next instrument that you would play?
If I wasn't playing guitar, I mean, I love guitar so much, so that's hard to imagine, but like not in addition to guitar, just if I was not playing guitar.
Yeah, like if guitar doesn't exist as an instrument, bro.
Oh man. I've always thought like upright bass was really
Okay, I feel like that's too close though. Don't you think?
It's too close. I don't know. I mean, drums are so sick. Like whenever I see a drummer, I'm like, that's so sick. I wish I could do that. But
no, I wanted you to say kazoo. Like that's literally the answer. I was getting out of you. No, I'm kidding.
I guess I'm thinking of like I would want to be able to still sing and play ideally, right? So I'm like, I mean, like cello could be cool. I really like the cello. Yeah, piano would be nice too, but I do like the string instrument.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah,
I've thought a lot about like singers and how they're like born with like this gift. Did you always grow up knowing that this was like a gift that you were given, or it was something that you like built on?
Like for singing specifically?
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't even like my voice until like a few years ago. Like
really?
Yeah, because I didn't really grow up singing that much, and I've never like taken vocal lessons.
Oh yeah, like training.
I've never practiced singing that much, so for me it was kind of just something that came with songwriting and playing the guitar, and then gradually I think I've just gotten better at it just from like doing it and performing and stuff. So I don't know, I don't really think of it as something that's like a natural born gift. I'm just like, I ended up doing it, and then gradually over the years have gotten like a little bit better at it.
So it's more like an embellishment to like everything else that you're doing musically then.
I would say so. I mean, I feel like singing is definitely a big part of the songwriting and stuff, but it's not like something that I would consider to be my primary instrument or anything.
What's like the craziest like fan interaction that you've had?
Recently, I played in California on this past tour that we were on in February, and we played San Diego, LA, and Santa Ana, like all in a row. And I had one fan/friend now that came out to all the shows and like brought out different family members and stuff, and I got to meet all of them, and he gave me this really beautiful painting.
That's it.
At the last show, and that was crazy, like in a good way of like, wow, this person made this really beautiful painting of me and like gave it to me, and it was really sweet because I guess he hadn't really been painting for a while and like was inspired to start painting again from the music and stuff, which is like really nice to hear.
Yeah, that's like really touching. Like you can visually see the impact that you've had on another person through your music.
Yeah.
How do you like approach being like a public figure, especially when there's so much vulnerability in what you do? Like the lyrics that you write.
I don't really think about it too hard. I definitely don't think of myself as like a public figure. I guess, yeah, for me I'm more just like, you know, I'm living my life, I'm doing music, which is what I love, and I'm like playing it with people and playing with my friends and playing shows, and yeah, I guess for me it's more just like this is what I love doing, and that's why I'm doing it, and I hope that it's like affecting other people positively in the long run. Yeah, I'm like, I feel like if I were to get too in my head about that, that would probably be weird too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it would probably make me be weird if I like thought about it too hard.
How are you preparing yourself for like the album release then?
I mean, it's a lot of just like, yeah, I guess prepping for it in the sense of like social media stuff and a lot of like press, like interviews and stuff like that too. And then obviously getting ready for like the shows. Like we're doing our first headline tour after the album comes out. So we're getting ready for that. I'm trying to think of ways to make the shows hopefully really special. Like aside from obviously playing the songs on the album, I want to see if we can do some other like performances that could like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a way to make it like, I guess a show is a show, right? But I feel like there's a difference between just like playing all the songs in a row versus making it like a whole experience for people.
Yeah, I feel like
thinking about that too.
Sabrina Carpenter, I don't know if this is like necessarily that much of a difference between just playing a show, but I know she'll like change the lyrics based off the city that she's in. And then I always think of like Fig, because then she like brings out these like toys and like trivia and stuff. Yeah.
No, that's cool. What I was thinking, I'm like, for me a big part of the music is like my bandmates and like who I'm playing with and our friendship and stuff. And so I'm like, I would love to find a way to incorporate different pieces of music that like highlight each member of the band in a way. Or also like our drawing on our other influences. Like we don't ever do this, but I'm like, it would be really fun to just play like a jazz tune, you know?
Yeah.
Or if I could find like a classical piece for guitar and viola and violin. That probably exists. I'm gonna look. But like something like that that's like bringing in different influences and like highlighting different aspects of the music.
I think like the crowd would love that, because like whenever I look through your music videos, I always see comments where they're like, oh my god, the violin, like they need more solo time. So like that's cool that you're thinking of that.
Yeah, no, it's so important to me because the music would not be what it is at all if it weren't for like these exact people.
Do they have solo parts on the album at all? Like are there like moments or?
A little bit, yeah. There's a bass solo in one of the songs, and then I mean there's not a drum solo and there's not like a viola or violin solo, but there's definitely moments where it's like, oh, this is like a string moment, or like, oh, this is kind of a drum moment. Like there's like a whole thing going on in the drums, but yeah.
As far as like, wait, how do you say the album name is?
Animaru.
Animaru? How does the composition of this album compare to like your previous EPs? Did your songwriting like process change at all, or was it the same? Was it consistent with what you've been doing?
I would say the songwriting process was pretty consistent with what I've been doing, which is just like I write the song by myself, like with the guitar, you know, the chords and the melody and the lyrics, and then I bring that core of the song to my band and we arrange it with all the other instruments. So that part was the same. What was kind of different for us this time around was the recording process. Like for the Palatable EP, we recorded, a lot of us recorded separately. Like, because we were still some of them were still living in Boston. So like I would record my parts and then we would put the drums and bass to it. Like we'd go to Boston, record there, and then come back to New York and do the strings. Whereas for the album, we were able to all go together to this studio in Connecticut that my friend runs called Ashland Recording Company. And it's like on a farm, really beautiful.
Whoa.
And we were just all there for like a week and we just like recorded the whole album. So it was different in that way of like we're all in the same space.
There was like a
together.
synergy.
And yeah, and it has kind of more of a live sound to it, I would say, because we were like, I guess recording more of like the space too, rather than having it be like super dead. There's like more background noise and stuff, which is cool, I think.
Are any of the music videos that are like accompanying the album release, are they gonna be filmed in Connecticut, like on the farm, or? Oh, okay.
No, we didn't do any of the music videos at the farm this time, but actually Inako, which is one of the songs on the Kabutomishi EP,
yeah,
that music video is partially shot at the farm.
The same farm?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, that's cool.
For a while, like even before we recorded there, I was sometimes playing guitar in his band too, so we've been on tour a lot together and stuff.
Okay, wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but like when we were talking off camera with Ben, and then we were talking about Kai, like did he mix any of the... Oh, so like you guys recorded it on the farm, and then like he got like the digital files to mix it,
Kai
or... Yeah.
Did not mix the album actually.
Oh, okay.
Charlie, who or in the studio, did everything, like recording, mixing, not mastering them. But Kai did like the other project before,
okay.
and then a few recent songs that are like outside of the album. Like,
oh my god, so you're already working on like the next phase or whatever.
Kind of, yeah. Starting to try to work on the next project, hopefully soon.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you ever take a break?
Yeah.
Because like I wasn't expecting that. I thought like you would relax after releasing the album, but no, you're like working on the next thing.
There's no time for relaxing, because think about, or like the time it takes to like first of all write, you know, a project and then record it, and then there's like the whole like, oh, like when does the label want to put it out? Like that could be like so long from now.
Yeah.
And not in a sense that they're like not wanting to put it out, it just like takes a lot of time to like prep for a release, you know? So in that sense, it's like I should low-key have already like wrote the whole project at this point if I wanted to like really be like constantly putting stuff out. Obviously, it doesn't always work like that. But
Yeah. Dang.
That's just my opinion though. I'm sure other people will be like, no, you should totally take your time, but I just like don't love the idea of there being too big of a gap between like releases.
Like you want people to see your evolution in real time then.
I guess so, yeah. Yeah. And also I feel like just consistently putting music out is helpful for like touring and stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have like a favorite band to tour with? Also, if you want to open this one too.
Yeah. My favorite band to tour with, I feel like we've been so lucky in that sense too. Like every tour we've gone on, okay, wait. Where we're like opening for a band, all the headliners have always been really sweet. I think my favorite so far has been when we were opening for Elephant Gym last September. That was really a fun tour just because I'm like just a big fan of their music, and it was so inspiring to see them play every night. And they're just like all really nice too, and like such incredible musicians. So I love that tour. Yeah.
Any like, okay, so Cisco always calls them jazz heads, but like who in like the New York community, as far as like jazz and maybe like indie rock, are you taking a lot of inspiration from?
I guess I love my friend John Roseborough's music.
Oh yeah,
I'm a huge fan.
Are you guys gonna collab again?
Yes, I'm sure we
Okay.
will. I'm sure, yeah. Aside from that, I don't know, I'm like trying to think. I guess I'm inspired by a lot of like people that I play with, like my band.
What does the song mean? Like, what's the hidden definitions for the lyrics?
I mean, I feel like it's not too hidden. It's pretty straightforward. Like the song is called I Can Do What I Want, and I guess the song is about like, you know, doing what you want and doing what's important to you and what you love, and not worrying too much about what other people will think. And yeah.
Was there a reason why you wrote this? Like, what was the catalyst for it, I guess?
I guess for me, the reason why I make music is because I love music and I love playing guitar. And the reason why I make my songs is because I love my songs. And I'm like, I don't know, I guess the song is kind of just like, oh, I can do what I want. I can make whatever music I want to make. It doesn't have to be like any certain way. You know?
That's so interesting. Because, like, it's very, like, punchy as a song, like, composition-wise. Like, it has more of, like, that rock element in it. So I kind of thought maybe you built that part first, and then you're like, well, I can do what I want because I just, like, made this, like, random, like, conglomeration of, like, instruments.
Yeah, maybe in a way that's what it is, too. Yeah, I guess, I mean, just the message of it is just, like, you know, people should just do what they want to do, because I feel like sometimes every now and then I'll see someone that's doing something and I'm like, I feel like you don't really want to be doing this.
Oh my god.
You could totally just do something else that you would rather do, but instead you do something you don't want to do.
Yeah.
So like for people like that, or for just anyone, I'm just like, you should just do what you love, you know, as much as you can. Obviously not everyone, people can't just do whatever they want, because then that could be bad in its own way. But like to a certain
Anarchy.
extent, as long as you're not like harming other people, you know, Yeah.
That's kind of interesting because you also mentioned that on the Red Couch show. Because they were like, what advice do you have for up-and-coming musicians? And you're like, oh, you should really love what you're doing and love what you're making. Do you like remember the first song that you wrote that you absolutely love?
Yeah, it was the first song I ever put out. It's called H for Us.
Oh, that's how you pronounce it? Okay,
That's
now
how I pronounce it, yeah. But like, there's no correct pronunciation of it, I feel like. But yeah, that was the first song that I wrote that I really liked, and that's why I decided to put it out.
What does it mean? H for Us. Is it a Brazilian word? Because that's what I thought it was, but it's like not a word. Like
it does not mean anything.
Bro, what?
I was like recording a demo on my computer, and then I was like, all right, time to save. And then like you have to name it when you save it, and I was like, I did that to the keyboard, and then that's what came out, and it's the song name.
Okay, I wouldn't have expected that at all, because like knowing that you have bossa nova kind of influencing your work, I literally thought it was a Brazilian word. Wow, okay. What about Dumb Feeling? Because maybe I'm like reading too much into it and like projecting, but when I listen to it, I always interpret it as you talking about how like everybody kind of in this like city is trying to be someone and fighting really hard to make that come true, whether it's just like what's the likelihood of that actually happening. That's what I was thinking, but what
For
did
Dumb
you
Feeling?
Yeah,
that's such an interesting interpretation, because actually what Dumb Feeling is about, it's a song about like being happy.
really?
Yeah, it's a song about being happy.
That makes sense, because like aren't one of the lyrics like, oh, I'm happy to take like the train?
Yeah, it talks about the train a little bit. Like for me, what that song means to me is like, yeah, my love for the city and my love for my friends here, and my love for the music that we make, and like just being happy and content with like how things are going here. Yeah, that's kind of what Dumb Feeling is about, and that's what Dumb Feeling is like a dumb feeling. It's like being happy. But yeah.
Have you heard any other interesting interpretations of that song? Mine is so negative compared to that. Just like
No, that's good to know. I mean, I feel like everyone has their own meaning from it. I mean, I feel like there are little glimpses of like sad parts in the song, so I'm not surprised that you would interpret that way. But other people's interpretation, I feel like a lot of people think that it's like about being in love, like Dumb Feeling is like, oh, like the feeling of being in love or something.
Yeah.
People think that sometimes.
That's what I thought first, like just based off the title. And then maybe, I guess I'm a very, very visual person, because when I watched the music video, it was also kind of like, well, it wasn't overcast in the beginning, but I feel like when you guys were filming the train scenes, I was like, this feels kind of sad. Yeah. I don't know. Okay, I was projecting that. Do you ever storyboard your music videos? Does that happen? Oh,
a little bit, yeah. Sometimes I'll contribute, sometimes the director will just do it. But yeah, that's especially hard for me because I feel like I'm so out of touch with like film and stuff like that. Like I really don't watch that many movies or shows or anything.
Okay. So this segment of In Between Bites is called Palatable Palettes, and basically our guests will be drawing whatever they choose. Like typically the prompt is...
Oh wait, there was a prompt?
No, not really. I mean, because we've switched it up for this season. Yeah. But like historically, I guess, we've been having a prompt where they just draw what they imagine for their future. We take the drawing and then we're going to have like a bidding event in the middle of this year, I believe, 2025, and we'll be auctioning off all of the drawings and all of the proceeds, or most of it. I think like 80% of the proceeds will be going to either a community fridge or food bank in New York City. So yeah, Mei is drawing a really cute bunny. And she'll just be answering a few funny questions. So the first one is, if your music had a signature scent, what would it smell like?
Signature scent? Maybe like a strawberry vanilla? If that is a scent that exists.
Do you have like scents, like perfumes that you wear?
Not really, to be honest. I'm not really a perfume person, but my sister works at a fragrance company.
Really?
Yeah, so she has a lot of stuff.
Wow.
But I just don't really wear perfume.
Did it give you a headache? Oh,
no, okay. I don't know. I think it's just like I feel like whenever I smell a perfume, I'm like, this smells so strong. I know that it doesn't actually end up being that way after you put it on and you're like out and about all day. Just the initial scent is like too strong. So.
What about like your band? Like, what would be the signature scent for everybody as a group?
For everybody as a group?
Yeah, you asked everybody, and then he was like, yeah.
That's a good question. I'm trying to think. I'm like, oh my gosh. When I think about what we actually smell like collectively as a group, I'm like, I don't know about that.
So, these lines are really, really clean. You should be a tattoo artist, but like, do you have any tattoos?
I don't have any tattoos. I actually, like, I promised my grandma when I was younger that I would never get a tattoo in exchange for a Gucci watch that she gave me.
Oh, do you still have it?
Yeah, I do still
No
have
way.
it. I never wear it though. For me, I'm just like, wow, I'm so glad I have this because she's passed away now, and so like, I really will treasure that for the rest of my life. But for her, I think she was just worried that I was gonna get tattoos because I'm like a musician and stuff. And she made me promise her to never get tattoos, never get plastic surgery. And I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think you need plastic surgery. Well, she was really thinking.
Yeah, but then it's funny because then my sister ended up getting a bunch of tattoos. And I think she like never would have thought that my sister would have.
Oh.
And so that's why she like made this bargain with me because she thought it would be me.
You can turn any random sound into like a musical instrument. Like, I guess kind of like how Fred again uses like clips of his friends talking. What sound would you choose?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe like bird sounds or something. I feel like that would be cool if that could be an instrument.
That would match your music really well too, because whenever I listen to your songs, I always feel like it feels like when you're like falling from a cloud. I don't know how to explain it. It's very like soft and like ethereal, but there is like a gravity to it, I guess. Maybe that's why.
It's beautiful.
Jazz or rock improv if you had to choose?
Jazz for sure.
Any reason?
I think it's just my favorite genre of music.
That's fair. Stage or studio?
Stage for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea before a show? Or neither? I guess what beverage?
I guess recently on our last tour, what I had on the rider was kombucha, which is really good. So I guess tea. I actually can't drink coffee like period because I get really jittery, like really sensitive to caffeine. Yeah. So if I'm drinking coffee, I'll have like half a cup, and even that I'm like very caffeinated. So I definitely wouldn't be able to drink coffee before a show because that would be like.
I don't drink coffee
really
either.
Intense. Yeah, for the same reason.
I don't get jittery, but like I won't be able to sleep then. So it's like I don't need it.
Right.
Yeah. But kombucha, actually, I don't know if you know the backstory behind it. It's kind of cool. So you know, like cha is like tea, right?
Yeah.
Like there was an emperor in Japan who was like dying, and then there was like this Korean doctor, and his name was like Kombu, and he like invented kombucha because it's like fermented tea. Yeah, and it cured the emperor. So then they named the drink after him.
Really?
Yeah.
His name was kombucha?
His name was Kombu. And then they added cha to it.
Wait, but that's so... Even his name being kombu is interesting because that means seaweed.
Really? Oh, in Japanese.
Yeah. Yeah, I love kombucha. It's so good. Some people really don't like it, I feel like. You know what I mean? But
I like kombucha so much.
Yeah.
That's my like beverage of choice, like as far as hard alcohol goes.
Like
you know, they made
kombucha,
they make those ones.
Junshine, really
yeah.
good,
What's your favorite flavor?
Oh, I don't know. What's the one that's like...
They have like a, isn't it like Summerbird or Junebird or something?
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I feel like I always end up getting like the light blue ones, but I don't know what flavor that is.
That one is like the bird one.
Yeah, those are good.
Okay, and then last two questions. Encore song of choice.
Encore song of choice, like if I was going to do an encore, what would the encore be?
Yeah.
Maybe... That's hard. I feel like we haven't really gotten to the point where we've started doing that many encores, but like...
Really?
We've only done an encore like a couple times. And it's always just like, oh, what song did we not play in our set? And then we play that. But if I was gonna like specifically leave a song to be an encore, maybe like Kodoku or something. Like I feel like people really like that song.
Yeah, I agree. I love that song. What song on the new album that's gonna be released in May are you most excited for everybody to hear?
That's a good question. I'm really excited for everyone to hear all the songs, honestly. If I had to pick one, maybe there's a song called Rat with Wings that I really like. Yeah.
Is that one like just you, or is there any collaboration on it?
Just me.
Okay. Wow, so exciting. And any last message for your fans, supporters, friends, community?
A last message. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Yeah. Yep. Hope you're having a great day. Yeah.
And then do you want to explain your drawing? Is it finished, or are you still drawing? We can wait. It's so cute,
it can be
though.
Done. Yeah, this can be done.
No, it's so cute. We're in class.
Okay, so this is a drawing that I made just now. As you can see, there's a bunny and a bear and a ribbon and a snake and a flower. Yeah. It's kind of the whole explanation of that.
It's so cute.
I'll go in close.
Would you ever be an artist, like a visual artist? Because I feel like that's such a cute... You could do like animations or something.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually used to want to be an artist when I was young. Like I used to actually draw a lot all the time. Like I would like specifically practice drawing. That was like in middle school though, so not really anymore. But
do you have like a favorite anime or like manga?
I really love Inuyasha, if you know that one. It's really good. It's like an older manga, anime, and there's both, but yeah, it's probably my favorite.
At the end, it'll be like a bonus. Like, oh, you watched long enough, you get travel tips from May.
Sure.
So I was just asking May, like, what travel recommendations she has if you're going to Japan. What places you like absolutely need to go, and then I don't know if you have like a golden one where maybe not a lot of people know about, but also don't spoil your areas.
Right. Okay. Well, I feel like obviously all the obvious places to go would be Tokyo, Kyoto, Nara, Osaka. I feel like that's kind of where everyone usually goes. And then also I really love Miyajima, which is like more south. It's like a little island. There's like a bunch of deer that live there. It's really cute. Yes, little deer. And same with Nara, there's a bunch of deer, so that's really cute.
That's where they were, but I don't really, well, I mean, it's kind of dumb to think that they don't migrate around the island.
But yeah, there's like, all over Japan. Like, not all over Japan, but like in that area. But I guess, should I say like specific spots for each city? Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. For Kyoto, this is like the most popular spots, I feel like. But I would say Kiyomizu-dera is worth going to for sure. It's really beautiful. Also Arashiyama, the bamboo forest, and sorry, I'm like thinking Nijojo, which is like this castle that's really nice, and Fushimi Inari, which is like all these gates that are lined up. It's really beautiful. And then for Osaka, I haven't been to Osaka that much, but Osaka Castle, obviously. And then also like Dotonbori, like the famous shopping street and stuff. And then for Tokyo, I mean, I always love going to Shibuya and Harajuku and Shinjuku and like Ura Harajuku, which is like a little bit north of Harajuku, which is more like the thrift area.
Oh my gosh, where should people thrift?
Yeah,
Would you recommend that, or is it not ethical?
I don't know. I mean, Urahara is nice. I feel like there's a lot of cute thrift stores. It's just thrifting in Japan is like, I just probably don't know enough about it. But when I go there, I feel like it's just like stuff that would be here, but it's more expensive. So I'm like, I don't always want to buy it because it's like American clothes that are just like more expensive because it's Japan. You know what I mean? But I also don't know much about thrifting and stuff, so I'm sure there's like other spots that I don't know about. But also Shimokitazawa is really nice. That's nearby too. And yeah,
Where do you buy your clothes also? Because I feel like this is another thing. Your fashion sense is so tied to like, well, you said you don't perceive yourself as a public figure, but like as far as like public perception goes, I think your outsides are always really well integrated with the music. Like that's why when I think about you, I'm like thinking like pink and like white and like usually like lace or some kind of, and then also mixed with grunge. So like I don't know, that was a long question, but like maybe who are your fashion inspirations and where do you usually shop?
Yeah, I guess I honestly feel like I know nothing about fashion, and I couldn't even name like a fashion inspiration just because like I don't really know anything about clothes. Where I shop, honestly, a lot of like Goodwill and like Salvation Army and stuff like that. Or recently, I've been getting like some gifts, like clothing gifts, like this jacket actually my friend gave me. His company's called Gen 2. I'm trying to show you, but there's a 2. His clothes are really sick. And then, yeah, some like hand-me-downs too. Like I get a lot of stuff from my sister, Saki. She is like knows way more about fashion and clothes. So she tends to like get more and then also like give me the stuff she doesn't wear anymore and stuff. That's where most of my clothes come from. Yeah.
So it's just like, it's just a innate skill that you have. You're just like assembling it. Like it's not like inspiration that you see. It's like, you know what you want.
I guess so, yeah. It's just like whatever I like and whatever is comfortable too. Like I feel like over the years I've gotten more and more, like I won't wear something if it's not comfortable. Yeah. Whereas maybe I used to wear something if it was like, if I thought it was cute, even if it wasn't like the most comfortable thing. But now, like, not really.
I feel like I'm maturing a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sick.